Hi. We've opened a few mystery boxes that have contained supposedly haunted items. Now, we got a email a little while ago from a lady called Tracey, and she found some items in the attic of her home that they moved into about 9 months ago. These items were ornaments and she quite liked them, so took them downstairs and put them around the house. Now, from reading the letter that she sent, it really wasn't a good idea that she did that. So I'm going to read out the letter and then we'll show you the items. But before we read out the letter, I'd like to say that the box they contain, that they're in now, is not the box they came in. So, sorry Tracey. But I put that down on my living room floor next to my cat Gypsy. And everyone with a cat knows you don't put boxes next to them because they will use them. So now he's got a new box bed and I had to find a box for the items, and there's the proof that he's done it. So, I'll read the letter now.
The house we bought is a converted barn. It sits on land that belonged to a farmer family who lived there for generations. It's in a small village with around 20 other houses and is virtually in the middle of nowhere, but that's what we wanted. Peace and quiet away from the busy city life. From what we have been told by a couple of the villagers who have lived there for years and years, the family who own the land our house is now on were dedicated farmers who kept the farm in the family. There was a year in the 1950s, they believe, when things went badly wrong. The farm animals all came down with some sort of disease, and to have them treated would have cost more money than the farm was worth, so they had to have them put to sleep. They decided to go into crops instead, vegetables and corn. They weren't experienced enough to make it work, so most of the crops died. It caused all sorts of arguments within the family. Everyone blamed each other for not trying hard enough. One of their sons, who was a young man at the time, hated the farm. He never wanted to go into farming in the first place and just wanted to get out and move to a bigger town or city where he could have some life. But of course that would have broken the family tradition, as he was the eldest son, which meant when his parents died or retired, then the farm would be his. He had many arguments with his parents over this, and at that time the village was even smaller, so all the neighbours would hear their arguments. The next part, the couple we were talking to told us they stressed that it's only rumours and gossip they have heard over the years and do not for 1 minute say it's true. Apparently, one morning the son woke up to find his parents were not up and about as usual, which was not right, as they always got up around 5 AM every morning to tend to the animals, and even though the animals had all gone, they were so used to getting up at that time they still carried on. They did have 2 sheepdogs and the father would let them out and walk them around the farmland, so the son was worried about this. He went into their bedroom to find them still in bed. He went over to wake them up and found they weren't asleep, they were both dead. And laying on the floor by their bed were their 2 sheepdogs, both dead as well. Of course, rumours flew round the village that the son had actually killed his parents and the dogs as a way out of having to keep the farm. Everyone reckoned he had poisoned them all, as rat poison was always available to farmers due to rats coming along to eat the livestock food. But as the couple said, no one really knows the truth about what happened. As the son did move away, the farm was left for years to rot away until it was sold on, presumably by the son. It was brought back to life as a farm, but over the years it changed hands many times, until eventually the last people to buy it as a farm converted the barn into the house we are in now, and most of the farmland was sectioned off for the locals to use as gardens to grow their vegetables, and the rest made into the garden we have. When I told the couple about the ornaments we found in the attic, they thought they may have belonged to the original farming family, but how could they be in the attic of our renovated house? It was the old barn, but surely anything left would have been smashed when they knocked it down. They thought maybe they had been left in the house from the start and everyone who lived there just left them there. When it was renovated, maybe the people who did the work just decided to leave them up in the attic. They couldn't really give me a straight answer to that question, as no one really knows. All we know is that they were there when we moved in.
So we've got the items down here.
I reckon murder-suicide. Murder-suicide?
What, the son or the
Farmer.
dad? The farmer. Yeah, could be. Right, the first one is two little sheepdogs. They had sheepdogs.
What?
They had sheepdogs.
Yeah,
didn't
yeah. Two?
Two, yeah.
Two.
So, the two sheepdogs. This is what Tracey says. I put these on the shelf over the fireplace. I thought they looked kind of cute. They do, actually. I've always loved dogs, but Greg, that must be her husband, is not a dog person. He said they scare him because he was bitten by one as a child. And although I would love a dog, I would never bring one into the house. No, it would scare my husband. Very sensible. So to me, these cute dog ornaments were just perfect. Also, as they are sheepdogs, they fit the place just perfectly, with it being old farmland. After about a week of them being there, I kept waking up in the night to what sounded like dogs barking. I just assumed they were dogs that belonged to someone in the village. I say dogs and not dog because there was definitely more than one bark going on. Then one night when I was woken up by the sound, I went downstairs as I couldn't get back to sleep. It was the early hours of the morning, and I noticed that both the dog ornaments were on the floor. I didn't really think anything of it at the time and just picked them up and put them back. But as I was putting one of them on the shelf, I got a really painful feeling in my hand. Sorry, I completely lost where. Oh yeah, it was like an electric shock.
It's normally me that messes up.
I dropped the dog out of reaction. I couldn't see anything on my hand though, so I just picked the dog up again and put it back on the shelf. The very same thing happened for 2 nights in a row. I was then beginning to get a bit worried. Of course I told Greg, but he didn't have any explanations for it. Then on the 3rd night I was woken as usual by the dogs barking. Got out of bed and my foot landed on something hard and sharp. It hurt so much I cried out. So did I. Greg woke up and put the light on. There on the floor next to my side of the bed were the 2 sheepdogs. I had trodden on one as I had gotten out of bed. Neither of us could think of a single explanation as to why they had ended up in the bedroom. We couldn't sleep after that, so we put the dogs in a carrier bag and put them outside. Well, that's pretty weird. Really? So now we've got the plate. The plate. The plate looks kind of old, but I have no idea how to look into it. Is there anything on the back? Let's look into it. So I put it on a stand and placed it on my corner unit. Ever since I put it on there, all my other ornaments around it either started to crack or just fall for no apparent reason. Some of them were gifts from my family, so it was really upsetting. At that time, the thought didn't even enter our heads that the plate had any connection to what was happening. But a few days of constantly mending my own ornaments or replacing broken ones, and nothing at all happening to the plate, we thought it was too much of a coincidence. So we decided to also put that in the bag with the dogs. So plate and dogs,
I was just pointing out that there's a dog on the plate.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Coincidence? And now we have the final thing, which is a stone. The stone wasn't found in the attic. It was dug up when we were sorting the garden out. Maybe it was buried by mistake, or buried as some sort of memorial, we just don't know. but we noticed it had the word Dad maybe engraved or carved onto it, then painted. We didn't want to throw it away as it was such a nice thing, so I cleaned it up and put it amongst the rockery where my roses are. The next morning all the roses had died. I didn't even bother to try and work out why. I just put the stone in the bag with the dogs in the plate. The dogs were the first thing to bring strange events into our home. Then the plate. Then the stone. Like a game show. We put the dogs and plate as ornaments at the same time. The stone was dug up a while later. Good acting. Hey, they're making good time, come on. Even after getting them out of our home and putting them in the garden shed, things still happened. You won't be able to reenact this. Furniture would be moved. Lights would turn on and off by themselves. We heard all sorts of noises like creaking doors, fans, and even what sounded like voices and singing. This went on for around a month or so. To be honest, although it was scary at times, it wasn't scary enough to make us want to pack up and leave. We didn't think we were going to be killed or anything, or something evil was in our home. But we knew there was something and we did want it gone. Then when I was watching something on YouTube, one of your videos popped up. Yay! It was one where you're opening a box of haunted items. So I thought you would be the ones to send these items to. Yes, we are. I want to thank you for accepting them and I hope you can get rid of them in some way and they won't bother you like they have us. I totally understand that this must seem really silly and unreal to a lot of people, especially those who are big skeptics. Even we couldn't understand it at first and didn't really know how to explain it. And we were really worried about telling people. Neither of us have told our family or friends yet. Well, let's hope they don't watch this because they might work it out. I'm not sure we ever will. But it is real and it did happen to us. Please let us know how you get on. Okay, so they're the items. Now, I believe something happened. Obviously, else you wouldn't have sent it. And we've had lots of people send us things like this because things have happened. So I'd never say they were being silly or...
No, and I used to have that haunted doll. Do you remember?
Yeah.
My mum used to be a carer for a lady, and she gave me this rag doll, didn't she?
Yeah.
And she told me to make sure that I always looked after it. And it started to move. It wasn't. She never actually said it's haunted. I was only not a kid, and it just kept moving. Like put it somewhere, and then it went up somewhere else. And in the end, I think you started noticing it as well, didn't you? In the end. And yet, when we moved out of the house we were at, we just left it hanging up in the washing line.
And one day you put a tape recorder in there.
Yeah, tape recorder. Yeah.
And it said your name.
Yep. So it was you know, the old, it was in the 90s. You know, where you have to press the 2-button record.
Tape recording.
Yeah, play and record at the same time. We left the doll and the tape recorder. It was my brother and my friend and me. And then we went out the room, came back, played it, and it was a little girl's voice. It went, Vicky, just like that.
And it looked like the real Annabelle.
Yeah. It was a Raggedy Ann.
Not the one on the Conjuring films, but the real Raggedy Ann.
Yeah, so like it was a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
I wish, if I knew then what I know now, I would have kept that doll.
Yeah. Why?
Because it was scary then, but it's cool now.
He could have killed you. So, anyway, I think I'm not going to chuck these things away. I'm going to put them around my house. And if anything happens to me, I'll be sending a letter to you to read out on YouTube.
Yeah. I've still got a box of haunted items upstairs. I've got all the stuff upstairs from the other video.
So, anyway, this will be our last video before Christmas. So we want to wish you all Happy Christmas and a Happy New Year, and see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.